Hello, this is Piedra Luna Tarot 808. Today I'm bringing you with a collective reading. It's like a spiritual astrological collective reading, in a way, trying to understand the influence of the planets right now with the collective, with the spiritual lessons that we're going through at this time, because it does seem like a heavy time for a lot of people. God bless for those that are feeling great and are not feeling affected by it. Many of the astrologers are saying that the people that are feeling more affected during this time, May and June, are the mutable signs, such as Gemini, Sagittarius, Libra, and Scorpio. Scorpio? Well, I don't remember. Well, if Scorpio was one of the mutable ones, but I'll put the correction below in the description. The reading is to feel and channel the energy that the cards are providing on regards, because for me the tarot cards are nothing more than, or not nothing more, there's so many things at once, but they're basically like a Rosetta Stone of astrology, of the influences of the planets, and on which of the zodiac signs they are, and the kind of energies that they create in our lives, in our daily lives, in our minds, situations that they may bring forth. So that sometimes is so strong that a lot of people, the collective, we could be going through similar stuff during the same time, like having to go through trials and tribulations during the last weeks. Feel free to write below if you're feeling like heavier energy than usual from May to June. Just like last year, May and June, I remember it being like the heaviest month, as well as October. And there's also, because there's a conjunction of planets that are doing their thing. So this reading is to understand from my previous reading, energy reading. A lot of us have been going through tower moments and heartbreak, and this reading is the question is, what is the purpose of these tower moments, of these difficult situations, of heartbreak? Because, well, human beings, of course, we like to find meaning in everything, and tarot cards, as well as astrology, they have a philosophy behind them that, or a vision behind them, that the reason that they exist is to, um, for the evolution of our spirit, that we are to go through all the 12 signs, and we are to learn all the different aspects of all the energies of the planets, so that we can have a better understanding of life and the cosmos as a spirit form, because one lifetime is not enough for evolution. So after that very philosophical introduction, I hope whoever's seeing this, we're up for getting philosophical. That's what my tarot readings are about. It's for me, a good tarot reading is should get you involved in what's going on, and make you feel like you're, of course, an active actor in your storyline, in your life, and nothing is written in stone. And the astrology, as well as tarot cards, what they provide is guidelines or tips or patterns or ideas of how the energy is going, for us to be able to navigate the energy better. But of course, we're always the captain of our boats, and we're always behind the wheel of our life. The wheel of life, we're always well, not that we're in control of everything, obviously not, but we're in control of how we navigate through the things that happen in our lives, and how we define what happens to us, if we use it as stepping stones for our evolution, or if we use it as rocks that we tie around our necks and just get victimized by our lives. The idea, of course, is to find the silver lining in everything that happens, or at least to make the best out of it. Sometimes bad things don't make any sense, and they're just bad random things that can happen to any human being. Our planet is chaotic. Our humanity is chaotic. The world that we've created is chaotic. And there's an energy right now of that, of all that chaos building up, and a shattering, of course, the Tower moments and the Three of Hearts moments that break our hearts. But the cards right now, getting into the reading per se of what the cards are saying, what is the reason for all this, what is the spiritual lesson, or because actually you can ask the cards any kind of questions. Right now I'm getting philosophical because I feel like getting philosophical, but actually tarot cards do allow to see into wisdom of the universe. You can ask questions that are into the collective form as well, not only individually. As long as it's for a good purpose, right? As long as it's for a meaningful and spiritual purpose of development, spiritual development, or psychological or emotional as well. So the cards, let's start first with the dice, because I believe they're giving us like a great starting point. We are starting with with 6 here. The yellow dice. We have 8 with this dice, and then we have 8 again with these others. 8 being the house of hidden stuff, and of the house of, you could say, of Scorpio, although astrologers do say that the houses are more than the sign that they are being correlated to, but it's the sign 8 of hidden, of things that are underneath, and of life lessons that are more shocking in a way as well. And here we have 10 of completion. We have Cancer. We have house 5 of it's the house of the sun, actually, of fun and creativity and pleasure, and children as well. Here we have Mercury. We have Mars, the house 1, which is of the self, of starting things, and this is very much Mars, and house 1 is basically Aries, and Mars is the card of the Emperor, and the Emperor has dominion over things. He's in control of his life. The Emperor energy is once you've mastered all the other 4 kings, you mastered your emotions, your intellect, your passions, as well as did I say emotions? And your assets, and how to create, how to manifest, how to have a comfortable life, like the King of Pentacles. So for me here we have with the 8, and that's what I'm reading, that's what I'm feeling from the energy. There's hidden, and here with Capricorn, hidden realities that are shocking us, or they might be related to the situations, the Tower moments that happened last week for most of us, but this could also be new things, new realizations. I feel a lot of energy of the 3 of Swords, of course, which is heartbreak. This is a regular poker cards with the Peanuts thematic, very cute. They have them on Amazon. And here we have the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is, as you see, someone is sneaky, or they're hidden, someone that is working off hours in the shadows, hiding their face, and they're planning something. So this is an energy of things that are hidden, and there doesn't necessarily mean that they are bad things. They can be, depending on the cards on your reading and the situation in your life. But here I feel that these are hidden things, or hidden realities that are shocking us, and that we can no longer deny, because there's an energy as well as of the 2 of Swords, of blocking things, and there's moments in our lives when we have to block things, but the energy that I'm feeling from all the cards is that of of having to confront the realities that we didn't want to confront, or that we've been pushing in the back of our minds that, yeah, we'll take care of that, or we'll get to the bottom of this later. Now I'm too busy, or whatever is going on in your life, and there's always an excuse why you're not evaluating something that you know you wanna you don't want to even see. But I think we're in that moment of life, and this could be collective as well as in the economy, the way we live life, because this is a collective energy from that is affecting a lot of us on the planet, from the position of the planets and the zodiac. And this is about this very cutting through truths of the reality of things, of the energy that I was feeling from the last reading of the what Veritas means, and it's the myth of Veritas, that she was born from Saturn, and and from and she's the truth, the absolute truth. Well, not the absolute, but like getting to the truth, and that she was hidden at the bottom of a well because her truths could be very cutting. They could be very sharp. They could be very heavy. And that's the energy that I'm feeling. And that because she's born from Father Time, from Saturn, it means, of course, every single truth is unveiled by time. Time itself is going to put enough pressure on a truth that you didn't want to see until it's undeniable, or until you have a tower moment and you have to address what you didn't want to address, because it's just a crisis. It's the hay that broke the camel's back. And I feel with the Knight of Wands upside down that it's a moment in time where you have this cutting truth where you have to act. You don't have a chance to decide that, okay, this is the moment where I'm going to start a new life or a new chapter in my life. You just have to start it, because there's no other way out. I mean, life is already pushing you to this moment where you have to take decisions that you've been postponing. Exactly. And here we have the Two of Pentacles upside down, which means a decision that has to be taken. There's not much time to take it. And the Nine of Wands upside down, it's also a moment where you have to get so honest with yourself, and you don't have a chance because you have a crisis moment in your life, and you have to put down a lot of barriers and self-defense mechanisms that were holding you from seeing the truth, from addressing maybe that uncomfortable truth in your life that you've just been postponing. It could be from a work relationship, work that wasn't working for you any longer, or a romantic relationship, or it could be just the way you live your life and where you're heading. And you just come to a moment where you have to address it because there's no other way around it. And the cards, now that I'm finally getting into moving a bit here, the next card that I got for, here we have again the Two of Swords, as I was telling you. We have the big answer to why all this is happening is, I got this several times, the Four of Wands. I got it here, and I got it here with the poker cards, the Snoopy poker cards. The Four of Wands is that all these situations that are happening at once for many of us are actually a gift. They're a gift from the universe, or they're a gift and a necessary life lesson, so that we find balance in our life. Because this is Temperance. This is from the Goddess Oracle. From, I can find the box here. Yeah, here it is. This is the Goddess Oracle, the Triple Goddess Oracle by artwork by Franco Rivolli. And this is a Temperance card, or their interpretation of the Temperance card. And the Two of Swords upside down means you have to put your barriers down. You have to get real. You have to put your ego aside, because you're pushed into a situation where you are thrown to the ground from things shattering, things like inconvenient truths or truths that shake your world, or realizations, even epiphanies, even feeling that you finally realize something that has taken you years to understand it, and you finally see it in a clear way. And it is a necessary shaking of the ground or shaking of the tree so that you finally find that balance in your life, and so that you make good decisions. Because I got these other cards, the Seven of Cups, which is about deciding. It's about exactly deciding between all the options in life. What is it that calls to your heart? The Seven of Wands is defending your standing your ground. If there's a perfect song for I Stand My Ground from Tom Petty. I think it's the great interpretation of that, which is a person, the traditional meaning or the traditional Rider-Waite interpretation is a person seems to be attacked by six other people that are holding rods in their hands, and this person only has one rod, and is defending his turf. He's standing his ground, but he's in a higher point, so that gives him advantage, and he looks like they're very determined. So, and the Three of the Three of Diamonds or the Three of Pentacles is building things. So this is a great opportunity of life shaking us and giving us these uncomfortable truths, so that we actually decide, and are not actually, but are forced by life to take a decision of where we want to go, what we want to do, what is of real value to us, to stand our ground that is what we want, and to start building on that which is really our destiny, or more clarifying energy in regards to that. For me, that we've been on the 10 Wands energy, and the 10 Wands is a person that is on the original Rider-Waite Smith interpretation. They're holding 10 rods on their back, and they have to climb a long hill to get to a palace, and the person already looks damn tired, and they haven't even started getting on that hill. So it's also about putting down all those burdens that are no longer necessary, or actually life presenting us with a moment where we can no longer have the energy to carry all those loads, and we just have to put them down. We have to put them down, and we have to realize that we cannot carry them all the way up the hill. Either we're going to have to do it in several trips, or we're going to have to ask the help of all other people, or we're just going to decide we're not going to do it. But definitely you cannot do it all by yourself in one trip. So it's that realization that you cannot, there's a limit to how much you can do at once. And because you're so spent and so burnt out, you're forced to take a decision to move away from what no longer serves you, which is the Six of Swords, which is the depiction on the Rider-Waite it's a woman on a boat, and she's going from turmoil waters to calmer waters. So it's moving away from the things, from that place that is toxic, or from that burdensome job, or from that toxic relationship, family relationship, or whatever is it that is not working on your life, and moving forward to victory, which is the Six of Wands, of victory, of bliss. It's a card that shows a man on like a knight on a horse, and he's being received by the whole town and with applause, and everybody's happy. It's a card of victory. It's of finding also a place where we belong, and finding a place of peace. Because if the Four of Wands is the answer to the reason why all of this is happening, the Four of Wands is not only a card of marriage, is of unions and of celebrations. It's also a card of our soul tribe, of our what makes our day a happy day, what makes a life a fulfilling life. Who do you want to spend it with? And that's not only romantic, it's also from the people that we work with, that we see every day, to our family members. So the gift of this, the silver lining from all this heavy energy that we've been all feeling collectively, is a gift so that we can start building on what is it that we really love with the King of Pentacles, that we start. And the energy of the King of Pentacles is, of course, it's something that's going to take us time, but starting, because it's in the energy of Aries, of starting something that will have, and Saturn, because it's going to take time, but starting something that will have actually solidity, that will have a future that you can grow on, that you know that, okay, it's going to take me time, but after some time I'm going to build something solid that nobody can take away from me. And that could be from going back to school, from university, from building an enterprise, from starting to work in a company. Maybe you're not the boss or you're not the creator, but it's a company where you see yourself getting old because they have good values and they treat people well, and you see that they're doing well as well, financially, of course. Or it could also mean starting your family of your own, building your roots, leaving legacy. And energies that come after that is the Ace of Wands, which is the energy of creation, of inspiration, of passion. And that following that passion is also what is going to bring us that coin, that pentacle, that diamond, that abundance in our life. And that abundance is... it's also, if you see the original Rider-Waite, the Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Wheels, is an energy of a nice sunny day. It's a day that feels blissful. Abundance is not only financial, but it's also the abundance of feeling in peace as well, and a feeling that you're not lacking anything. So that energy of having our rug pulled from underneath us, or having that shattering news come to us, or shattering moment, or a breakup, or being let go from your job, or whatever is it that you've been going through, could be also an opportunity. Or think about it. Of course, this doesn't apply for every single human being out there, but the universe is telling us that this is a good time to see if these things that are happening are just the accumulation of a reality that we didn't want to see, or that we saw, but we have not seen the urgency to change it because the water didn't feel like it was boiling hot enough for us to feel uncomfortable. That we've been getting too comfortable with being uncomfortable, so then life comes and just shatters everything, where you have no other choice than to assess what's going on, and what's been going on for a long time that hasn't been working, but you haven't been really putting the seriousness that it required until crisis comes and swipes everything away, right? And this could also be even the climate change kind of situation for all of us as a collective. We have here the Six of Cups and the Pentacle, the Page of Pentacles, and this is also an energy of the past, of also having to address, along with the Five of Cups, of having to address our past behavior as a collective, or maybe our past in a sense of like our childhood wounds that could have been playing a part in whatever was shattered in our life right now. And it could be just like in a personal level. It could also be in a level of maybe family settings. There's also possibility of crisis during the family right now, things that haven't been working out to reach like a boiling point. And that you have to face them in a very serious manner, and it being actually a gift to liberate you from something that, like, I also ask for more significators for it's an energy of addressing. Okay, now we have gone through the tower moments, we've gone through the difficult moments, and now we're facing what's left after the storm, we are faced with the Five of Cups, which has in the Rider-Waite-Smith 3 cups are spilled, and there's a person like crying over the spilled milk or what of the wrong things that happen, and there's a river behind them, but there's still 2 cups that are still standing, and they still have their content inside, but the person is so in their head with their sorrow and their melancholic state that they are not able to see the things that are still good going on in their lives, the things that are still going well in their life. So it's also a reminder of, okay, yeah, we went through all of this, but now with the Page of Pentacles, what do we want to keep planting? If we know this was our past, and we know our past has played a part in what's going on, what do we want to plant from now on? What do we want to build on? What do we want to invest our time with, which is the Page of Pentacles, or Page of Diamonds energy? And what do you still have left? Don't think anymore about, which is the lesson from, which is upside down, which is great, which is the lesson from the Five of Cups is, okay, yes, of course, we need our time to mourn the things that we lost, but there's a moment in time in which you need to start thinking of the things that are still working and how to get out of that state and how to make the best out of those 2 cups that are still left. And the energy, or like the message from the cards, as well as from the 8 of Wands, which is messages, but it's not only about messages, the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is also about directing our mind, because 8 of Wands is actually the energy of Sagittarius and Mercury. So it's, of course, in a sense, it could be very scattered energy of throwing your mind and your energy through all possibilities, so you have all corners covered, which is kind of like a combination of what Sagittarius and heavy Gemini energy do. But it's also on the higher side of the card, of the energy, is about learning where to direct all that energy into one single point, so that your mental power, or your Mercury, which is also the mind and the strategy and how to make things happen. The ultimate strategist is, of course, Mercury, is to use all that energy into creating something, into creating it into a powerful weapon that can deliver the success that you're looking for. And that success is no other than the Four of Wands, which is finding this in this depiction, in this card, is only one person, but usually there's 2 people, and it's a celebration, and it's about building that soul tribe, building that life that you really want to have, and that the universe is giving us that opportunity with I asked like one more about from the Four of Wands. Is it only just for us to know who is actually our soul tribe, or if there's something more? And I got the following cards as clarifiers. I have here the world, and depiction of the world from this tarot cards, which is completion, as well as the number 10 that I have on the dice. The wheel, which is, of course, things that change. Here we have again the 5, which is a very creepy, by the way. It looks like the Ring kind of thing from a movie. The 5 of Cups again, which is being overwhelmed with sadness and mourning for what has been lost, that you are not able to appreciate what you still have left. And so it's a shaking. It's the wheel turns, and yes, it takes away a lot of things. It takes away the things that probably the excess in the table, or the things that were no longer for us, and it shows us that it's time for completion. It's time for another step of our life, as with the world. And it's part of the gift of Mother Nature, of here with the Empress, of manifesting a reality that has heart, of manifesting a reality that has meaning, that has that is inclusive, that is nurturing, that is abundant. where we feel we're well taken care of. And last, here with the some oracle little cards that I have here. This is a web, a spider web, and this moment in our life we've been caught up in things, and we're about to be eaten by the spider, but we're so caught up in other things that we're not realizing we are stuck in a process, and that this is of detriment to us to be stuck. We are forced by life to see into the abyss, and yes, by seeing into the abyss you can get depressed because you see things you didn't want to see. You're faced with truths, that inconvenient truths and hard truths that you have been avoiding to see for a long time. But this is actually, this is actually a blessing and a silver lining, to realize that by having things taken away from you, you realize all the other options that you have from having closed that chapter, from that door closing, that you actually have a brighter future. That it might feel first like a depressing and terrible moment, but it is actually a liberating moment that gives you the opportunity to think which hat in your life you want to wear. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? And who do you want to be with as well as your soul tribe and the people that you were with. And those moments are definitely a crossroad in our life, that where there's no other option than to make very tangible and quick decisions as to the new direction of our life, so that again we can get to that 401s with that celebration, to a place where we have peace, where we have joy, where we have abundance, where we have respect, where we feel that life is a real celebration. And that doesn't mean that there is still not going to be things not going well in our life. Actually, this, for me, it feels like there's a reminder from all the collective energies that because there's still going to be things in life that are unfair, and there's going to be evil people, and there's going to be cruel people, and now more than ever is more important that we find our place with the heartful people, so that we can start extending that community of hearts and that soul tribe to make a change on the planet. And it's an opportunity that Mother Earth and the universe and the world is giving us right now to create a better future, and that it starts with each individual as well as the collective, because everything's interconnected. I hope you like that. If you like a personal reading as to how these energies are applying to your personal course, your personal path in life, feel free to check my website, www.piedralunatarot808.com. Blessings to you all.